Happy Halloween, everybody. It is Halloween today, 31st of October. To be fair, this whole year has been spooky, to be honest. I mean, but it's one of my favourite days of the year, Halloween, along with Christmas. So today I want to make the most of it. Today's, I think, the last day that pumpkin spice lattes come out, or out, but I always get frappuccino with no coffee. So I'm going to try and get one of those today. I'm going to my aunt's, we're going through some old family photos. And then I'm just obviously going to have to try and make the most of it, in a sense of like, my makeup's just going to have to be like over the top because I've got nowhere to go. But it's Halloween, so why not? We went to leave at 11, it's now 11:30, so I wanted to do a black lip, but I thought my eyes are enough, so we're just going to go for a nude. I've lost one of my lip liners. I'm really annoyed about it, so this is the Zoe X Colourpop in the shade Little One. My favourite is the old Snap one, but that's the one I seem to have lost, so I usually would use the old Snap on any nudes, but I don't know where it is. And this is the Revolution colour in cashmere. I like the packaging on this because it's like leopard print. So, been at my aunt's since 12, so went out to some photos, had lunch. And I was like, right, I'm going to drive to Ilford and get us all a pumpkin spice frappuccino. They're unavailable. So me and Amy just drove all the way to Ilford, parked up, and they haven't got any pumpkin spice. I was like, alright, no, we won't have anything then. There's a Starbucks near where we live in Church, so if we get home in time, I might do an Uber Eats, sorry, Deliveroo. But I'm fuming. Like, it's Halloween, the one day you should have it. Anyway, we're on our way back. Kitty. Kitty. What? You little skeleton. Oh, bless. Kitty. She's up, right, get us off me now, please. I'm so upset. So I just tried another Starbucks and they've run out of pumpkin spice. And I think it's because they obviously, because it stops today. Today's the last day, so they must not order. So once they run out, they run out. Just gonna go home, enjoy the rest of my evening, and yeah, I'm gonna carve pumpkin, so at least I've got something pumpkin-y to do. I wish we'd rather be drinking it, but anyway. I'm gonna carve my pumpkin. Still not quite sure what it is I want to do. I think I might just do a boo. Just something simple. Amy did too. I'll show you what she did. She did them yesterday. So I'll show you what I did, or what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So this is my pumpkin. He's like sort of slants. Like when I put him down, he sort of like rests like that. Almost like this is all. I don't know. Anyway. I don't know what to do.
Let's do an easy one, though.
Do you want a bar of sticks?
Let's do an easy one. Do your face.
Do my face? I might be artistic, but I'm not that artistic.
That's your eyebrows.
My eyebrows, yeah. I know I'm not sure, like a classic pumpkin with like orange eyes, with triangle eyes, like just the classic mouth, or just do boo.
Oh, boo. Do boo.
Okay. Boo it is. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. The things you do I'll tell you, I ain't lying. I ain't lying. That's sort of like the vibe. Doesn't look so good. Okay, I'm gonna lower you just so that you can see more of what I'm doing instead of my face, but you're just gonna have to excuse because I end up, my double chin always gets it in there, so I do apologise for that, but I think we'll try and avoid the chin. Here we have it. Boom. Pumpkin. Boo. I didn't realise how slanted it is, but hey ho. These were Amy's. She did Oogie Boogie and Pumpkin King. We brought them up. Mine's over there. No one can see them when they're downstairs anyway, so I just want to enjoy my Halloween night and watch a couple of Halloween films and get a takeaway. And also the Little Mix of Search was meant to be on tonight, which I really wanted to watch. That's been postponed because of the bloody Boris announcement. Wait, how long are we waiting for this? It was meant to happen at what, 4? Then it was 4:30. It's now, well, I'm going to watch on it. What's the time now? 6:30? Nearly 6:30. We still haven't heard nothing from him. So Little Mix had to postpone their show. I'm having to postpone my Halloween night because I just want to know what's happening. Oh. I want to watch Hocus Pocus, and then I want to watch Night Before Christmas. Maybe Coraline or Monster House or something. Yeah, let me show you my current setup. Obviously the news, Amy's one, and mine. So obviously it's all nice and cosy, but I've got the news on. But I think we're planning on getting a takeaway. So I don't know what we fancy. I don't know if I fancy like duck and pancakes though. Just not anything else. Just duck and pancakes.
Just get that and then a portion of chow mein.
What we've seen today, and one of the explanations
But then I'm gonna want sweet and sour chicken balls.
Is the government being caught something on the hop by reports late last night in the newspapers.
And that black bean thing, didn't we?
This is what the government was considering.
So we get
privately.
duck and pancakes.
Sent by the Prime Minister to Conservative MPs this evening.
Do you not want any rice? Maybe we get small, like the side sizes, rather than getting like the main. Chinese it is then. I'm happy with that.
And even of light, and I'll scare you right out of your pants. To and die in Kentucky.
So tired. Take my makeup off now. It is 23 past midnight. Today's been, I don't know, a mixture of like jam-packed and just chilled. But I feel like I've done a lot. So I think today, obviously you've seen what today, but it's been fun. We watched Hocus Pocus, which I love. A must on Halloween. I want to watch it every Halloween. My mum's not the biggest fan of the film, but I'll make her watch it every year. And then our Chinese arrived while we were watching that. So I had my Chinese as well as watching Hocus Pocus. Then we watched Monster House. Obviously I'm older now, And the film, I haven't watched this film in years, and in my head I remember this film being like scary as like AF, like so scary. So I was saying to my mum, like, Mum, this film is so scary, like it should not be rated PG-13, sorry, just PG. So my mum had never seen it before. We put it on, I was like there thinking, oh, it's not scary at all. But I haven't watched it in years, like years. So obviously I must have been like really young, and it must have been a lot scarier then. But anyway, so we watched Monster House, and then we watched Nightmare Before Christmas, which we knew we were going to watch anyway. But I like it to be the last film we watch, because really Nightmare Before Christmas is definitely more, in the film it's like Halloween's done, it's now on to Christmas. So I like it to be the last film I watch on the 31st October. And now it's officially technically the 1st of November, which means I've been so good this year, I haven't listened to any Christmas music. The only Christmas music I've been listening to is snippets on like TikTok or like on Instagram. I haven't physically put a song on, and I've been so good. So now it's 1st of November, I can now listen to Christmas music, which I'm so excited about. And this is way past my bedtime. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I'm like looking for something, I don't even know what it is. Right, I knew that I needed to done, like I needed my eye remover makeup. I needed my eye makeup remover, but in my head I knew I needed it, but I couldn't picture in my head what I was looking for. Anyway, I don't think I talked to you about Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister. He did finally come on, eventually. Bloody hell, was he coming via Hermes delivery? Like, why is he so late? What's he waiting for? And we're going into another lockdown on Thursday. Bear in mind today's now technically Sunday, so don't worry about it, guys. You can carry on living your life until Thursday. Apart from that, I had a nice evening, chilled, relaxed. Me and my mum. I was going to sort of give you a rundown on what I've been up to, but I'll do that tomorrow, I think. Should I do that? Or I can just do it now. So, because obviously I filmed stuff, didn't like it, so I'm not really going to post it in this vlog. I'm just going to tell you what I've been up to. So since my last vlog, which I think was Santorini, we come home, I went back to work, lived my life, and my mum had a full knee replacement back in when was it? I think it was the 17th of September she had a knee replacement. So so I was dealing with that. Oh, mum's like obviously not. I've been doing the weekly food shop. My mum's still recovering now. She's not back to work yet. She goes back to work on the 12th. I think the 11th is her last day signed off. She goes back to, so like obviously working from home on the 11th of November. What else have I been up to? I've had loads of appointments for my back. I don't know if I've told you guys this. I think so. We went to Fort Park on the 22nd of August, and then on the 23rd of August I was in excruciating pain on my back. I had a bad back for about 2 years, but I was in like a really bad pain, which obviously I know is from the rides. I went on all the rides, which is obviously isn't good if you've got a bad back. But me being a 20, I was like, I'm having fun. Like, I'm 20. Why should I not get on the rides? Because I've got a bad back. Like, I'm 20 because I'm not 85. Anyway, so I ended up speaking to, and then obviously I went on holiday with my bad back, and then I rang my GP. He said it sounded like a lumbar sprain. Got most medication. Still, obviously, in a lot of pain. I haven't been on any medication for the last 3 days. I've been like on nothing. My back doesn't seem to be as pain, but today it's been killing me today. So yeah, I've been dealing with that, and I've also, I think I'm falling apart. I've had a problem with my ear, especially my right ear. I think I've got tinnitus. So this leads me on to my very sad story. I think I had tinnitus. So I had an appointment back in early August, I want to say, early August, or was it end of July? Maybe I think it was early August. Had a hearing test where they said that the organ works perfectly fine, however my tinnitus is affecting my hearing, and I hear like almost like wind like blowing in my ear, and sometimes also it's in tune with my heartbeat, like a pulse. They checked my heart pressure, I feel like that's not the right word I'm looking for. Blood pressure. They checked my blood pressure and it was normal. So it's not like I'm like, but like I'll be in bed and also it will just be like vroom, vroom, vroom. And they say that what it is that behind your ears there is a vein, which I think is the jugular, I want to say the main artery in your neck, that travels blood from the body to the brain. And when you're stressed, it constricts, which means that the blood flow obviously is trying to get through a smaller, it's really weird, smaller vein. So he says what you need, he basically said to me, was like, relax, stop stressing. And I'm like a subconscious stressor, in a sense of where I actually don't know what I'm stressing about, but I'll be stressing anyway. And like, so I think I'll be just chilling. I'll be in a very calm situation, but then like, even right now I can hear it. So yeah, so I had a hearing test, then it went back to my GP, then he said let's have an MRI. So I had my MRI on Tuesday, and I'm absolutely terrified of needles. Like, I'm terrified of needles. I had a flu jab 3 weeks ago with work, and I cried. I had to have my colleague hold my hand. She had to come with me and hold my hand, bless her. She's so lovely, like, I love her. I kept saying, I'm scared of needles, I'm not having it, and then I ended up having it, like, for the bands. And I don't think she quite realised that when I said I'm scared, how scared I actually was. So when I was in it, it's the fact of not being in control of the situation. When you're there, someone else is holding that needle, someone else is sticking that needle in you. And I remember she was in front of me holding my hand, and I just went, like, I just got tense, just like crying, and she was like, I don't know what to say. But yeah, so obviously I was scared of needles. So I had to have my MRI on Tuesday, but I wasn't warned that I would have to have ink injected into my body so that it brings up a clearer picture, I think. I'm not quite sure, but I wasn't informed of this. So I get there on my own, you know. My sister came with me, but she was in the car. She waited for me in the car. So I go in, and they go, oh, so we're going to be injecting you. And I was like, sorry, what? What did you just say? I went, okay. And then I think we went into the room, and then like he was talking to me, and I was obviously now starting to like panic. And then I went, where's it going? Like, where's the injection? Thinking it's just gonna go. It has to go in the bloody vein. That's like the worst. So this is like, I'm now thinking I'm on my own in the hospital. I can't even like ring my sister to tell her, oh, can you just come in? Because of COVID, like, she can't come in with me. Being scared of something is really hard to explain. Like, in that moment I was so alone. So he's like, I'm now laid down on the MRI, and I'm not claustrophobic. However, if someone put a cover over my face, or like when I was younger and I used to be scared, and I'd put something over my face, I can't breathe. Like, even with the masks on, I can't breathe. Like, I feel like I struggle to like catch breath. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, so I'm not claustrophobic in the sense of being in a small room. I'm just claustrophobic if there's anything right up close to my face, which is fine. But obviously, I'm having a needle in me, so I'm now worked up, and everything is now. So I'm now laid down, and he's like checking my arm, and he can't find anything there. So he's now doing my hand. I don't know if you can see, but there's like a slight I don't know if you guys can see, but there is a bruise all here, and obviously that's where it went in. So there was two guys in there, and one of them was really lovely. He was so lovely. He's lovely because he was the one that did it. He didn't do it, but he was in there with me, and then he was like, so the guy was holding my hand, I was like, don't move. Then he's like, would you like to hold my hand? And I was like, yes. I'm like crying, and then they put in this thing all over my face, like a camera. Like, so I'm now like got this like contraption, so I can't really move anyway. I've now got this thing, what's the word? What's it called? Cannula. I've now got a cannula connected to my hand. He's done a saline flush, which just feels weird. And now I'm in there, right? And I've gone in, and I'm now worked up, and I'm like trying to be still, because you have to be very still when you're in there. Like, I'm just like turning into conversation now. You have to be very still when you're in there, like, otherwise the picture isn't great. I don't really know. This is my first ever MRI. And then but obviously that's difficult when I'm not breathing properly. So I'm like literally like in there like because I can't catch my breath because I'm like trying to calm down from like crying, the fact that there's a needle in me. I think I must have been in there for ages, and I'm thinking, because he said to me, when the ink goes in, you're gonna feel it might feel a bit cold. And I literally didn't move my hand at all. I'm just scared that I'm gonna pour on something, it's gonna hurt. But after a while I could feel my fingers going numb, and I was like, okay. But obviously they only needed this bit of my body, so it doesn't matter if I'm moving. I think I ended up moving my hand up here. And I'm thinking, oh, I've been in here ages, surely the ink's gone in now, otherwise what's all this picture for? Maybe it wasn't as bad as what they thought. I think in my hand is cold, but that's just probably because it felt numb. So, and then also I hear he in the thing goes, hi, he called me Louise. He went, Louise, we're almost, because my middle name's Louise. He went, we're almost done. We're going to come in and do the ink now. I was like, what? And I'm like, okay. And then, so I think it's so loud, so I hear it going again, and then all of a sudden I hear the door open and shut, and I went, and he's like, because my hand was now up here, he was like, can I have your hand? Can I have your hand? And I'm like, but I know it's crazy to think about, but I think back, I have flashbacks, and it's like, because I felt so alone in that moment. There was no one there to comfort me or to make me feel better, and the fact that I was having to do this, I feel scarred. Like, I know people probably they're thinking, oh, for God's sake, like, she needs to get over it. But it's so hard to try and like explain my fear of these needles. Like, I don't know, I can't explain it more than the fact that I'm just absolutely terrified. So he's like, he's got my hand, and also I've got really low pain threshold anyway, so I feel pain like you pinch me and it hurts. So he's now got my hand, and I'm like now starting like I feel myself crying again, and it hurt. Oh my God, it hurt so much when you put the ink in. I think I started whimpering. In my head, I was thinking I probably through the tannoy to the guys in like the room, I probably sound like a bloody squealing pig. But I just in that moment I thought, don't give a crap. Like, I don't think you realise how scared I am. And now obviously they're doing it and it's going again, and I'm now obviously like he's like, it's okay, like, you're fine. I'm like, no, like, I just need to like try and catch my breath again, because what happened was it hurt obviously, but then it really only just stopped hurting, and now it's hurting again. And then when they said right, and when they finally pulled me out and they're taking off this thing off my head, and I'm literally just getting more and more like, it's like, also not erratic, I'm getting more and more upset. I can't think of another word. Like, it was like almost though the relief, I can now actually let it out, but also I knew that they still had to take it out of my hand. So like, they've taken it all off, I'm now like really crying again, and he's like putting all the tape off, and then he's like finally pulling it out, and I'm like crying again. The other guy comes back in, the one that was really nice, and he was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I just like, I feel overwhelmed, like I just need to like relax. And then I was like, I just want my mum. So I think after like 2 minutes I went, you don't need me anymore, deal with that, no, you can go. Literally pretty much ran out of there. I didn't cry on my way out, I think, but if anybody looked at me close enough, I had my mask on, but I think if anyone looked at my eyes closely, then you could see that I'd been crying. And I got to my car and Amy was sat there, and I tried to be strong, and they put a plaster on my hand. I'll show some pictures. I think the pictures are like 11 hours apart. One was just as late when I got home, and one was me at work the next day. And then I tried to be strong, and then I saw Amy, and she looked at me, and I just sort of started crying again. And I had to open the boot to put my stuff in the boot, and like I could hear her on the phone to her boyfriend. She's like, I've got to go, I'll ring you back. She said that in her head she was thinking, who's like, what's happened, who have I got to go beat up? Not that she'd ever hurt anyone, but you know, it's that sisterly instinct to like protect your sister. And as I then get into the car, she sees like the bandage on my hand, and she's just gone, oh. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm like hysterically crying. And then I've just like, just get me out of here, like I'm on my way. And then I literally go to McDonald's and I get myself a McFlurry. I said, ring mum, ask if I'm like crying, ask if mum wants anything from McDonald's. I got a muffin guys, so I got a milkshake, mum got a McFlurry, and Amy also got a McFlurry. And I think Amy was telling mum, and mum was like, just get her home, thinking, oh my god, I should have gone with her, and got home and I gave my mum a nice cuddle. So that was my week. This week was horrible. I've now got a bruised hand, and every time I bang it, but yeah, it doesn't look very, but I think you can see how bruised it is on the camera. But see if I can, I think you guys can see. I want to show you without like, but like with the light. No, you guys can't see on the camera unless you can slightly see it. Do you see? It's like then I sent the picture to my aunts. I was like, they stuck a needle in me, and my aunt was like, are you okay? And I was like, physically I'm fine, mentally I'm scarred. I'm so dramatic. It's actually a joke how dramatic I actually am. People probably think, what the hell? Good night all.